Hey, Greg Harrelson here. I just wanted to share with you a real estate tip that I was talking to another agent about in the office. And the scenario is this. A potential seller lead or a seller lead asked the agent, "What is your commission?" And she went in to say, "Well, my commission's 3%. That's all I charge. Of course, if there's another agent involved, then we'll have to pay them for a 3% commission also, which would be a total of 6. But in the event that the buyer comes direct to me, you send me a buyer or the buyer, comes direct to me and there's no other agent involved, all you'd have to pay is 3%. Now that particular lead still said to the agent, "Well, I really can't pay that much commission." And we kind of hem-hawed around and handled the objection a few times. And then all of a sudden, what I suggested the agent say while she was on the phone, I suggested that she say this: "Well, I understand that commission is a concern, but let me ask you this. How much do you have to net in your pocket after the sale of your home? How much do you need to get in your pocket?" Now, of course, that's when the seller says, "Well, that's the thing, I got to make sure that I at least get $200,000 in your pocket." And then the agent would say, 200,000? Okay, well, gosh, okay, that sounds doable. I'm curious though. I mean, I assume if I could net you $200,000 in your pocket, you would at least consider me to help you sell this. Is that correct? And then all of a sudden the person says yes. In other words, instead of talking about commission, we narrowed the conversation down to net. And then we said, if it's possible that I could get you what you need in your pocket, or maybe a little bit more, then certainly you would consider talking with me. Is that correct? So listen how I worded that. I took all the concerns, off the table and said, gosh, okay, let's just assume I can get it. Or maybe I can even get you a little bit more. If I could get you more, then of course you would talk to me, right? Now, all of a sudden, this person went from resisting a listing presentation to saying, well, if you could get me what I need, then I would at least consider you. This particular person was considering to be a for sale by owner. Now all of a sudden we're bringing them back to the table of talking to them about listing with us. So it's important that you just go ahead and throw that little statement out there. Now I also want to mention to you, there might be something in your mind when you look at the, you're talking to that person and you say, gosh, I don't know if I really want to say that if I could get you $200,000 or more. You may not want to say that because it's a possibility you feel like you could get them only $190,000 a net. Don't worry about that. All we're trying to do is advance the conversation to get the appointment. When you go on the appointment, then you'll have a listing presentation, a pricing presentation, and you'll tell them the truth and you'll do what you need to do in order to get the listing at your price. So don't think that this is just a strategy where, okay, you're going to say, if I can get you 200 or more, you would consider hiring me. Correct. Don't think that that's just a way to manipulate them, because you're not going to tell them what they really want to hear. You're going to tell them what they need to hear. And the only goal that you have in this particular conversation is to advance the ball and get into the listing presentation. You always present price face to face. Don't focus on presenting price over the phone and handling that at that time. Hopefully this helps you. I thought it was just a great little tip that I could give you. It's kind of like a little one-liner question that'll help people turn somebody from saying no to an appointment to potentially saying yes to an appointment. Talk to you soon.